This story confirms what we've all been suspecting for years now. The Washington Free Beacon reports, fact check. Nearly 100% of political contributions from fact checkers go to Democrats. Free Beacon review of federal disclosures contradict claims of neutrality from top fact-checking operations. The Free Beacon reviewed political donations over the past 4 election cycles from those who identified their occupation as fact checker. 22,580 of the 22,683 in political donations that came from self-identified fact checkers during that time, a whopping 99.5%, went to Democrats and liberal groups. Now, just for fun, I went to the PolitiFact website, perhaps the largest fact checker, and look what's on their front page. You can't make this up. The first one they check, Italy announced they are changing LGBT Pride Month to Family Pride Month in order to celebrate traditional families. They rated that false, so a pro-left-wing narrative there. The next one, a movement representing minor attracted people has adopted a flag that is being integrated into LGBTQ plus advocacy. False, right? So another one protecting the LGBTQ community. Next up, they are fact-checking Nikki Haley talking about biological boys in teenage girls' bathrooms. So another pro-left-wing fact check. And then the next one, the blue, pink, and white colors in the Progress Pride flag represent pedophile. I've never even heard anyone say that before, but they're letting us know that that's not true. So far, 4 for 4 of these are pro-left-wing narratives. And now we have, of course, fact-checking Matt Walsh. Tuck-friendly bathing suits at Target are available in kids' sizes. Now, this is a great example of the sleight of hand these fact-checking organizations do. They'll take a problem, they'll take a controversy, in this case, Target offering tuck-friendly bathing suits, and tucking is not good for you. It's also a lie. You're pretending to be the opposite sex. So the problem is them offering those in the first place. Now, they won't talk about that issue, the fact-checkers. What they'll do is they'll take some niche stance that someone may have said in a podcast or whatever, in this case Matt Walsh mentioning that they're available in kid sizes, and they'll put it on their front page quite literally saying, hey, look, that's false, look at this ridiculous right-wing narrative, when really that's not the issue here. The issue is broader than that, but they get to put out a false fact check on a right-wing personality by focusing in on one statement probably made offhand at some point. The other trick they do is just basically make something up. The blue, pink, and white colors in the Progress Pride flag represent pedophiles. Basically, everyone knows that that's transgenderism. I've quite literally never heard anyone refer to those colors as what they're claiming it here, and their source for it is just a random Facebook post. So this is the other thing. Somehow this made it to their front page. There isn't even a name behind this. It's just a Facebook post, and they slap this on the front page and say, look at this other ridiculous false narrative. So they'll take things out of context, they'll fabricate things, or they'll find some random offhand statement that somebody made and say, look, it's false. And while the fact checkers might be correct in their assessment of this particular statement, it's lying by omission. It's what they're not talking about that's the problem. They will zoom in 100x on a random Facebook post made by who knows, and then say, look at this ridiculous false right-wing talking point, and then quite literally slap it on the front page of their website. You won't hear them talk about all the creepy exhibitionists walking around borderline naked down the city streets in front of children, but they're happy to tell you that the blue, pink, and white colors on the flag don't actually represent pedophiles. That's a ridiculous false statement. Thanks again, PolitiFact. A little further down on their front page, they have this ridiculous one. Former President Donald Trump rescued deformed children who were born into sex slavery in tunnels under Central Park in New York. Who is saying that? Well, I'll tell you who. It's some random Instagram post. But here's PolitiFact in to save the day and let everybody know that Trump did not save those children. This has been going on for years, and if you're just a casual political viewer, you probably wouldn't catch on to that trend. But for people who pay more attention, it is wholly unsurprising to find that 99.5% of their political donations went to left-wing groups. The article continues, the findings contradict claims of neutrality from top fact-checking operations operations. Fact checkers from the New York Times and Reuters, for example, contributed to President Joe Biden, failed South Carolina Democratic Senate candidate Jamie Harrison, and liberal Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren's presidential campaign. Both the Times and Reuters say they approach fact-checking in an unbiased and balanced manner. Those organizations and others, however, have a long history of botched fact checks on high-profile conservatives. Yeah, you're never going to see them botch a fact check on Joe Biden, but they'll certainly do it on Trump or Ron DeSantis or anyone on the right, really. And I love this idea that the New York Times, of all people, could possibly have an unbiased fact-checking department. Nobody has an unbiased fact-checking department. Everyone has biases, especially if you're working for a left-leaning organization. What, you're going to go in and fact-check the candidate that all your coworkers support, vouch for, and write fluff pieces for all day? Of course you're not. Continuing on, in a 2020 fact check, for instance, the Times accused Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton of flirting with conspiracy theories when the Republicans suggested that the pandemic may have originated in a Chinese research lab. Federal investigations have since corroborated the lab leak theory that Cotton promoted. And let me tell you, it's not just the origin that got fact-checked, it was everything. If you said something about mask efficacy, you're getting fact-checked. Vaccine efficacy, you're getting fact-checked. School shutdown policies, fact check for you. Workplace shutdown policies, fact check for you. It was everything. Unless you said that BLM protests were not super spreader events and were totally fine given the state of the pandemic, then you were in the clear, no fact check for you. So good on the Washington Free Beacon for looking into this and giving us hard numbers, hard data to prove what we already suspected, that so many of these fact checkers are biased. Actually, all of them are biased, but some of them, many of them, lie about it. If you enjoyed this video and want to help spread the message and fight back, hit that like and subscribe button. Got a bunch more content coming for all of you. My name's Ryan. This is NewsRye. I'll see you in the next one.